So this isn't the type of thing I would usually comment on, politics and whatnot, but I saw this on another channel and I noticed the symbolism, so we're going to take a journey with that today. As to what this whole interview is about, I would just simply say it's about the fact that Kevin Spacey is not even pretending to be a human being anymore. He's just some insane character. And he wants to run for president, apparently. However, the symbolism is what I want to talk about. And so the first question I would ask you is, have you ever, in your entire life, seen someone with 2 Christmas trees in their living room? Give it a minute. Even down at Rockefeller Center, they get that gigantic ass tree, but there's still only one. When have you ever seen 2 Christmas trees in a living room before? So at that point, you may start thinking that there is symbolism there, and there is indeed, because the Twin Pines is a somewhat famous symbol. And lest you think I'm just a conspiracy-addled lunatic, which of course I am, but in this case, I am correct, because as you'll see right here, the very same symbol is on the table, the Twin Pines. So Twin Pines behind them on the table, and Twin Pines behind them in the setting of the Christmas trees. So what is the symbol of the Twin Pines? This is a symbol that is quite omnipresent, actually. The Twin Pines is the twin pillars. It's the twin penises. Twin Pines is an anagram for twin penis. The twin towers, the twin pines, symbolized by the number 11. 11 is the twin penises. The number 1 is a style as a penis. It's the Twin Pines. Also, the same symbol as the horned beast. The two pines, the 2 pillars are the same as the 2 horns. It's the same symbol over and over and over again. And so now I want to talk a little bit about this picture, which is from the movie Back to the Future. Again, this is from a well-known conspiracy theory, and it's by a guy called BarelyHuman11. And he has a YouTube channel, which I'll show you. BarelyHuman11's YouTube channel. As you can see, 8 years ago, he did a video called Back to the Future Predicts 9/11, which now has almost 5 million views. And then he didn't do any more videos after that wildly successful video. He didn't do any more videos until a year ago. And so this video got a lot of attention. In fact, there were a bunch of news articles about it on thesun.com, theatlantic.com, yahoo.com, therap.com, washingtonpost.com, Collider, huffpost.com. Here's the HuffPost one. Someone out there thinks Back to the Future predicted 9/11. Can't stop rolling our eyes. So this video got national coverage from the biggest news sources, and yet they just did it to supposedly mock it. Now let's just think about this for a minute. If this is supposedly a hogwash, a ridiculous video, why even give it attention in the first place? Why are you spreading conspiracy theories, HuffPost, Washington Post, that are supposedly so ridiculous? Why are you bringing them to your readers then, showing them this video, which will take them into a world that they won't understand? a world of symbolism not understood by the people who read Washington Post. And what they also will not tell their readers is who actually made these videos. Who BarelyHuman11. Again, notice the name BarelyHuman11. 11, the twin pines, the twin penis. He's telling you who he is in his name. But who he actually is in real life is interesting as well. And HuffPost and Washington Post are not going to tell you that the guy who made these videos is a former NBA basketball player. The guy's name was Joe something. And he was a white NBA player, so it shouldn't be too hard to figure out who he was. But anyways, this is his channel. He made these videos. And if you remember, I know nobody wanted to hear anything about 44 Gem, and I don't blame you. But in that video, I was talking about the synchromystics, and that's what this was a part of. This is from that era, and this is from that clique of people. So, just the fact that this guy is, and here's a picture of him with his latest video as he finally comes out after 8 years, after this video blows up. He doesn't do another video because obviously he doesn't need the money. He's an NBA player, a former NBA player. Doesn't need the money, doesn't need the fame. And for whatever reason, all this publicity caused him to stop posting. And so now he comes back a year ago with this video. And so here he is, and we're going to talk about this video too. And this is this guy, Joe Basketball. And what he's doing here is basically, well, let's just come back to that. I guess the reason why I'm saying this is because you should watch this video that he made. It is a good video. Of course, he won't tell you what I'm telling you. He'll tell you about the symbolism of the twin pines, but he won't tell you the obvious fact that it's an anagram for twin penis. Because his name is BarelyHuman11, right? So he knows what the symbolism is, but he's not going to tell you. Remember, NBA players are actors. They're actors on a very large stage. And not only are they actors on a very large stage, but unlike Hollywood actors, people bet millions and millions and billions of dollars on these games. So in a way, their act is there's far more at stake. If they miss their line, that's different than a Hollywood douche missing their line on the set. So all the NBA players are actors. It's sports entertainment, and it's basically the Harlem Globetrotters, but more convincing. And if you've been watching my channel for a long time, you'll know why. You'll know exactly why. So just to wrap this up, this is what Joe Basketball is doing now. He's selling you this ancient wisdom crap. He's basically putting forth this thesis that all the great artists throughout time and history are connected through this psychic mind because they're great minds and all this crap. When the reality is they're all members of a military psychopathic solar cult who destroy anyone else's art so that it can't exist. So that's how these great artists communicate through time and space, and how their symbolism is always the one that's shown. And so that's what this guy's selling you. He's selling you beautiful stories about religion. And again, who is he? He's telling you who he is. BarelyHuman11. Why 11? Because it's the twin pines that he exposed in his own video. And yes, it is 9/11 upside down.